Okay, the Tricentennial Committee of Southborough is now in session. It's Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025, and the time is 6:48. First item on the agenda is reflections on the Tricentennial celebratory events. John Cook, Southborough Rotary. Does anybody know where John is? Have you heard anything, Katie?
I have not.
Okay, well, if he shows up, we'll entertain him. Otherwise, we'll keep moving. Next item on the agenda is to approve the meeting minutes of March 19th, 2025. I entertain a motion to approve them as written.
What do I say when I don't want it?
Yeah, there's some edits that have to happen.
Right, you.
So moved.
So moved.
Okay.
Give me a second. And any discussion?
Yes.
Jane?
Yes. Patty, you can help me if you want, but line 14, it says status of subcommittees. Ms. Burns Fiore stated her concerns about creating subcommittees and soliciting volunteers who would need to abide by open meeting laws. She added that the need to follow open meeting laws may cross out BA, cause a decrease in volunteerism for some of the Tricentennial.
No, she added that the need to follow open meeting laws may be a cause in the decrease in volunteerism.
Well, I was just saying may
Maybe.
cause a
Oh,
decrease.
yeah, okay,
in
I get it.
volunteerism.
Okay,
Okay,
so that, Katie, you got that? Open meeting laws,
What's the line?
line 14.
Yes, I've got it.
Cross
Thank
out
you.
BA and cross out in the, and just add a decrease. And then line 41,
yeah, I was confused on that one too.
Mrs. Hawkinson updated the committee on the historic volunteer group, which included coordinating with the single volunteer to meet, including resident Sally Waters. So I'm confused by that. Ms. Hawkinson updated the committee on the historic volunteer group, which included resident Sally Waters.
Yes, so
Okay.
Sally Waters, and I have one other person, but I don't think I had her
All right.
last time.
So we'll just cross out, which included resident Sally Waters to help with the reenactment.
No, that's what you want to leave in. Is that what you're saying? Leave that in?
So just included coordinating with the single volunteer to meet.
Yeah, that's what you want to take out.
Yes, so
Okay.
that's crossed.
So,
And then including Sally Waters, resident
that
Sally Waters to keep
yeah,
it.
okay,
I would cross out line 50, 51, and 52. Ms. Martin said she will start volunteer recruitment for the house tours they plan to host in 2027. She
I
explained.
think that was me.
Oh, maybe it's Miss.
I think that's supposed
Yeah.
to be me.
Okay,
Not
so
you.
can you change Miss Martin's to Miss Burns Fiore?
Absolutely.
Thank you. On line 66 and 67, the committee discussed strategies to target businesses and more group sales. Ms. Martins outlined a social media promotion she organized with local business owners from Theracopia. Just cross that out. Do that.
And cross out the sentence preceding that also,
Oh.
Kathy,
Hold
or
on,
Katie.
hold on. Were you all done, Jane?
Yep,
So cross out the sentence preceding that, which says, Ms. Burns Fiore stated the select board chair Kathy Kirk has volunteered to help with brick sales. I don't remember saying that
I
at all.
don't, no, I don't remember that at all.
Just delete that entire sentence. And that's the only one other than the ones that Ginny already went through.
Got it. Thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else?
That's it.
Okay, the motion was made and seconded and revisions were noted. So the vote would be to approve the minutes as revised. All in favor? We got our hands up. 5-0. 5-0. Okay, minutes are approved. Next item on the agenda is the status of the working groups. Community barbecue. Okay, so I have been texting a little bit with two teachers at Triton. And they approached me through text and email to be involved in one of our events. And they're interested in a musical event. So early discussions would maybe be community barbecue and music festival. They haven't quit yet, but they haven't really joined yet. So, and with school vacation this week, I left them alone. But just middle or late last week, we were in touch and agreed to try to get together soon. And it seems like they are very interested in that. And so we might be able to combine, a barbecue with a music festival.
I think that that's a great idea to have a combination, because I feel that, we have enough events?
I think that we had
Yeah,
talked
right.
about, I think it
Yeah.
was community barbecue music
I think
festival
we
slash,
established
I think,
this.
it's very, when I saw community barbecue here,
What happened to the?
what happened to the music festival?
Okay,
Cause I think that, and as far as never, do we have enough events? Yeah, we're gonna scale back probably a little bit.
Okay.
But I think that's great if they want to, I mean, I have some ideas on the music festival and getting getting involvement by actually having auditions,
Oh,
which is a big thing when everybody comes together and it gets them excited and they audition. Likely we would allow pretty much anybody if they were
musically inclined.
just, and I think it should be all ages and everything, but I think that would create excitement on the event by hosting auditions.
sort of like community audition.
Yeah, and it would, we could maybe get the, I know that, was it the Rotary that used to do the talent show? Yeah, and we'd do it at, Trotter.
Yep.
So, I would love to be involved in that, but I can't because I have to focus on the fundraising.
Right, yeah, let's,
We have 4 names in our database that are interested in helping with the music festival.
okay. Let me try to get more information and details on what they envision and see how that lines up with what we envision. With something else, like,
Mhm.
or if they want to do a standalone thing with kids, school kids, and then another music festival with like
People of all ages and bands.
Yeah,
and-
bands.
Musicians.
stuff like that.
That's a great.
I mean,
idea.
I just,
I was very encouraged that they came out of the school system, the teachers, and they're interested.
I feel that we have to, I really feel that we should engage the schools. I mean, that they're a great resource for us. And get the kids excited.
so in line with how we've been talking about kind of supersizing events that are already planned or already happening and stuff. Pilgrim Church does that chicken barbecue thing where they get the chicken, they don't make it, they get it from, I wanna say it's TJ's or something. They have all the food made, but they've been doing that.
So we could hum with them in.
That's what I'm wondering. Is it what you could coordinate it around when they would be doing it that year?
I mean, do they have a theme? Is it just a
I
barbecue?
think it's kind of just a get together for the
Uh-huh.
church, but anybody in the community
Can
is
go, right?
invited, and during COVID, they were doing it that you could drive up and get it to go and stuff.
It used to
That's
be
a-
outside,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do it in the back of the church,
yeah,
in the parking area.
but it used to be outside, it had those big racks of chickens there. Okay. I'm
Yeah,
talking
I think-
decades.
Yeah, but they're not, they don't have it anymore. But since they already have that connection and like the know-how of doing it,
It's a great.
it might be
Or
worth pursuing to coordinate this event around them doing it.
So, who, I had the assignments here.
I don't know how I got on that list. It appeared. on
Well,
the-
Ginny needs to concentrate on sponsorships and fundraising.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, was,
Sandy.
was Sandy the, assigned that one, community barbecue?
Might have been.
Might have been.
So we gotta reassign. And that's, okay. I got Jenny and Michelle on community barbecue and music festival.
Said
That's,
that I'd be happy to help.
that was the February 13th meeting. That's what I put down for note. But, forget Jenny, too busy. Focus, need to focus, right?
Even though I would love to do it, because that's what my alley.
Funny, right, funny.
But
So does that mean it's you, Michelle?
Well, I will definitely need help because I feel that that's a big event. And, you know, I might, who was the Michelle Landis?
Mhm.
I know that she's very involved and she actually volunteered to say that their youth program would probably like to get involved in this tricentennial celebration too. So I don't know if anyone has her contact.
I do.
But maybe you can give me her contact and she can give me the contact for the chicken barbecue to see if they might be interested in.
It's a great idea.
Is she the same as the chicken barbecue?
She's she's involved in the church, but
The
you
church.
can also Sally Waters that.
Oh, okay.
Michelle
Sure
Landis
don't.
is the woman who came about the garden club.
The garden club.
But not, in addition to that, not the chicken.
No,
Sure.
no, in addition, I mean, it sounded like she had, that sounded like she's involved with the church, so.
Okay, so that, from this meeting tonight, is homework assignment.
Okay,
number
that's
one.
my homework assignment
I
to
just
see if I
texted
could.
you her number.
Okay,
All right,
And she might just also be a resource for
yes.
who she
Yep.
could recommend over
Yeah.
there.
so, if we're done with that for now, we'll move on to the drone show, which I think was Andrew.
Mhm.
And didn't we tell him to kind of put out, he did some homework on it,
He did.
and didn't we tell him to put that on hold because of the, dying, getting killed with the numbers?
No, we didn't tell, no,
I think
we
he was
actually,
supposed to look into
I
it.
think he
Yeah.
was working with Travis on that.
Oh, okay.
Correct?
Oh, that's
yeah,
right,
because
yeah.
it's a it would be like a South for Summer Night supersize thing.
Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll have to do a brain drain on Andrew when he comes back. The next one is historic events. And I got Michelle's name on that one too.
Okay,
But I
that's
think
okay.
you're
So
you're
this
ahead on
is-
that, right?
this is actually, I had originally, we were waiting for Andrew to get in touch with, Sean Bevan, who is the principal at Algonquin. And he contacted him a couple of times and nothing actually materialized. And Andrew actually emailed me yesterday. He's in Rome, I think. So anyway, also, so he said that when he got back, we were gonna get together. But in the interim, I got a text from Sarah Stein, she used to be the drama club head at Algonquin. She's, I think, an English teacher. Anyway, so Sarah gave me some leads this afternoon. So I'm going to contact them at, she said to go on the website, you can get their email addresses and just contact them directly. So it's the social studies, I think it was, that she wanted me to inquire, and also guidance counselors, because the guidance counselors actually have a list of things that kids want to volunteer for.
Ooh.
So she gave me both of their names, so I will contact them in the morning. So I think that could be a good lead, not just for the cemetery, but for anything else that we need help with.
Well, I'm actually thinking
Okay.
that we could utilize some of the high school kids who have community service requirements.
That's exactly what
to
it is.
solicit from businesses, local business, visit the business. Also, the DECA program over there, maybe we could incorporate, if you're familiar with DECA, it's a marketing organization, they compete, maybe involve them. But I love the idea of the guidance
Mhm.
counselors having a,
Yes, her name is Lisa Connery, and Michelle Kalin is the. I'm sure that she said social studies. Internships. Anyway, so I will contact them. I think that I'll just CC Sean Bevins with my email, so get that going.
great.
And I actually also have a meeting Thursday. I have one volunteer. There were a couple, but I had sent out some emails, and one has been the constant, say. So
Are
anyway,
those the names that you emailed to us?
no, so that's somebody, those are four other people. No, her name is Karen Zelnick.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know her?
I know her very well.
Anyway, so we're gonna meet on Thursday just to get
Great,
a start on that.
great.
And also, I don't know if this is the appropriate time to talk. I was going to go to the transfer station again to try to get some volunteers, bricks, emails, whatever, on Saturday. I have to ask Tim tomorrow.
Supposed to rain said.
Is it?
And Sunday.
All day. Yeah, again said.
Well, maybe that.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what the weather brings.
Okay, good. That's good. House tour. I got Patty down for that.
Yep, so we have a meeting scheduled for next Wednesday. I think so far I have like 9 or 10 people
Wow.
That's awesome.
coming for that.
Wow,
And
house tour fundraise.
There you go.
so it's gonna be in the library announcements because we're doing it at the library, so it has to be promoted as a public event. But I haven't even really put it out on social media or anything, because I'm not sure whether our first meeting, we need more than that to start
Mhm.
with.
That's a lot.
Right.
Can you,
Yes.
Great.
that sounds really good.
And I had to sit down with Kate Battles. And she's fully on board to
She did it before.
spearhead it and work with me to get it done.
Can you,
Been busy.
I don't think I've ever been on one at South Road. What does a house tour, is it the same for every house? Are there multiple houses?
Yeah, there's gonna be
In the
multiple
house?
houses, so yeah, there's gonna be multiple houses, somewhere between 7 and 9, probably. And I told them that it had also been brought up about doing gardens too, but that I was leaving that up to the committee to make that decision. And also when it would be. So, and Kate had also already, we had started to put together something, during COVID, and it was canceled. But she already has a couple of people that were interested in having their houses on the tour that year that she's gonna go back to. So we're hoping that, we're gonna get a good amount. We learned a few lessons, the time frame to do it is probably gonna be a little shorter, but a similar kind of thing where it's a self-guided tour. We probably want to do the same kind of booklet that we had so that all the sponsors will get page of advertising in it. And that acts as like the ticket and the guide for people of where to go to. Has a little write-up on everybody's house. So
Is
some
it like all
historic,
in one day?
yes. So I think we're talking 12 to 4. I forget now.
I know like the junior league in Wellesley does a house tour. And it's a big, big thing, but it's nice because if you have some homes with historical.
Yeah, so, you have
components
a combination of new and old and big and small and, she was gonna,
And so, let's say the Shell's house is on the list. So it's from 12 to.
It's getting clean.
So at 2 o'clock, I say, I'm interested in that house at the corner. So I go down 2 o'clock. Do I just show up?
Yeah.
yes, basically you
It's
do,
out.
but so you're gonna get. It was a map that we put together. A map of Southborough that showed where all the houses were, and they were all numbered. They never coincide with where they were in the book and the description of the house. So because you're gonna sell, probably up to, I don't know, 350 or 400 tickets, probably. You don't want all those people showing up at the same time. So you have people start at different number of houses. So
Do you
like
assign
you
that
get your
to them?
book and you're gonna start
The
at
book might say
It's
4.
it said right on it, which house we wanted them to start at.
Oh,
And so then they're gonna go, it's mapped, so it's in geographical order. So if they start at 4 and then go around, or if they start at 6 and go around. So that you don't have the same people, or you don't have a zillion people showing up at one time.
So I show up at Michelle's house and then they're not, they're left.
Yeah.
Do we just rummage through the house?
No, Dad, this is all under
Check the
control.
refrigerator.
Don't worry, it's all under
Things
control.
are blocked,
I
things are
know
blocked
that.
off,
We
there's
have-
volunteers.
How
Yes,
does it-
there's certain parts of the house, like, Michelle may say, I don't want anybody upstairs. Somebody else, like, that's fine, upstairs. And we need additional volunteers on that day, but like dozens, to kind of stand guard
Man, the house.
in the houses, it's at least 2 in every house. And so you give them, like in 2-hour shifts or something, so then they can go and also see the houses. It's all done.
And
Oh,
a
I'm
ticket,
sure, I just don't
It's-
know about
It
it.
was
and
really, it
I-
was very good. It was, I had actually a few friends came
And
along.
yeah, and Kate was definitely the driving force of that.
Are you thinking
and-
about doing it at Christmas time again?
No.
No, okay.
But it could be done almost any month.
Well, we were talking about that, but again, I thought it should be left up to the committee, but obviously not in the dead of summer when nobody's here. But if there's any potential of doing garden tour, it needs to be like, June or September, probably.
So it's probably another dumb question, but it sounds like that particular event is in more advanced as far as knowing what to do and where to do it, which houses. It seems like, I know there's a ways to go, but it seems like that one has advanced beyond all the others.
that one has legs.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah, 'cause
Michelle's.
it was done before, right?
You're right. There you have the
I don't-
footprint. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
I mean, I've been there,
it's gonna be, a little different and all, and, I mean, started the conversation with Kate, basically saying, unlike when this was done before, this doesn't have to be a fundraiser. We'll charge for a ticket, but it's not intended to show a profit. So it takes a lot of pressure off of things.
That's huge.
So I think that, Kate's a very, very organized person and, like I said, was the driving force on that one.
So is she gonna, so Patty, you're assigned to that.
Yes,
So you're gonna lean on Kate to do most of the work and organize it
yes, and we're gonna delegate to the committee,
and the working.
the
volunteers.
volunteer group,
Okay,
to the volunteer group, yes.
okay. So that's that's at least something to not worry about.
No, that one is,
There's
Yeah.
a lot of interest
That's-
too.
I think that
that was
there's,
a big on our survey too, yeah.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot to do.
Mhm.
But I think that, you know, like I said, I have my list here of just people that had already volunteered. That I've been in touch with regarding this meeting and everybody's.
So if we set as a goal to have all the houses identified. And like, I guess an order in which the numbers would go by the end of this year, 2025. That sounds like it's doable. Right? And you can put it on the shelf, say, this is what we're gonna do, and this is when we're
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
mean,
it.
I think that we're gonna move forward on it and kind of delegate out to the committee, hopefully, form individual groups in there to work on specific aspects of it, but I'm not. I don't want to promise any specific dates or times at this moment.
We might not get a house, I mean, we might have somebody who says, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
depend on
I
their
don't think,
circumstances.
I'm not gonna promise anything about when we're gonna announce the addresses or anything like that, no.
When
I think we have it,
when would that some point in 2026?
yeah, I don't know, Don. I'm not at that stage of like giving you a date on that.
No, I don't want to date. I'm just trying to find out when we would be concerned about it. It's too early.
I think that, to pick the date for the event. Yeah, I don't think that's as much of an issue as like giving a list of the houses that are gonna be on it, but that's not.
Yeah, I can see because
It's a big
if there's a dozen,
It's a huge
and
commitment.
two of the houses are like, oh, we're gonna be in Rome that day or that month or whatever.
Mhm.
So you gotta, the homeowners have to kind of line up. So,
Proctor.
yeah,
That's why you probably go for many more than you.
Yeah, we
okay,
got it under control for now.
it sounds like it,
now.
yeah. All right, so thank you for answering all those questions on it. I learned. The parade, Jimmy and I are working that one. We have a meeting next Monday at the library. I got a text. I think it was this afternoon. And one of our parade working group members said that she things had changed and at this time doesn't have the time to do it. So we're down to we, Evan, Conan, Jimmy, me. So one of those names that you had in that text or that email
Mhm.
from a couple days ago. I might reach out.
Yeah, I didn't know if Patty or Jenny or you had any, I mean. I wanted to make sure that we had the position, so we have how many vacant seats?
On this board,
Right,
so you expanded from 7 to 9 and we're down 1. So I think we have 3.
all right,
Yes.
there were,
No, we have. Yes, 6 by 6.
I had sent Dawn a list of people that. Over the last couple of months, so from the transfer station, there was Mary Ellen O'Dawn.
Mhm.
Anyway, she was quite interested.
Can I just make
Yeah.
a suggestion?
Yes,
So,
I didn't know
we
I
are,
could email.
we are
everybody.
being videoed. So
Oh.
instead of putting something like the Sun record,
Mhm.
it might be better to email us the
Okay.
information. So that, we potentially have a chance to discuss it or,
Okay,
Yes, and then as that discussion goes and the person of interest says, yeah, I'll do it.
Mhm.
Then at our meeting, we can make it known to the public that that person
okay,
is
sorry.
is on it.
I mean, I just don't
Yeah.
want
No,
the name
no,
getting
no.
out there and then somebody like
Right,
saying, oh, I heard
No,
you,
quite,
Yeah.
right,
having no
right.
idea.
Mm.
But there were there are definitely some very enthusiastic
That's good news.
individuals. It's,
We also have, from that list,
Mhm.
right, that you have collected. I mean, right now in our database, we have 43 people that have potentially offered, so. We can do an email just specifically to those people.
volunteers, okay. Yeah, that's a great idea.
And there was another individual who I personally leaned on at the town meeting. And I think was it Eugenie that I said I was getting I'd rather have a slow yes than a quick no.
Yeah,
So I'm still waiting for the yes.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Didn't get a no yet. So
Okay.
We'll see. But all right, we all done with the parade for now.
Yep.
Next up is updates on the brick fundraiser.
I'm not quite sure what updates there are to discuss.
Have we, I know that constantly saying, oh, people are taking out the applications, but they're not stepping over the threshold.
There's been one new person, to buy brick. See, I can do a report on that. It's gonna take me a minute, but, so we have one new purchase, but if you had a chance to look at the newsletter, draft that I sent out, trying to, that right at the top, and push that out, and specifically with group sales.
How many bricks?
It's gonna take me a minute.
I had that, you sent that out and I did something and I can't find it now.
I can bring it up.
I pressed the button. and
Yeah,
it
bring what up?
disappeared. The draft newsletter.
Oh,
So I'm aware that you did it and I got about 2 or 3 words read and the thing vaporized.
and send it to you again.
How did that come in?
Because weren't we talking about placing an order in May?
Yeah, but I think we have some more bricks. Deal with this more. I have 58 people that have purchased a brick, and some of them have purchased 2. But I'm just searching for people that have that in their record.
$58 people, but more than 58 bricks.
Yeah. It's, yeah, it's like 60, about 61.
18,000. 61 times 300.
Oh, well, that I could have told you how much money.
No, I was
Asking
curious
how
about
many-
the number. And what was the minimum number to place an order?
There is no minimum number. I mean,
Okay, group orders 10.
no, to place the order to buy them,
To make,
but there's no point in. Until we have enough to do the project that we want. I don't think we wanna order them and have them hanging around. I mean, we have to, I think it was 100 to get the best price.
flip side of that is people have paid $300. And a year later, year and a half later, they don't see a brick.
Well, Don,
start
if
seeing bricks.
everybody was helping as much and putting in as much time to this as I have done over the last 6 months, I hate to be forward on this, but if everybody else could do that, we would be great.
Yeah, well, I'm not in any way criticizing. What I'm trying to learn is, you air it out, you're right. It's not that many bricks, and maybe we'll hold off on having it made. The other hand, if we can have some made.
We were
so-
talking about doing it around Memorial Day. I don't think that we're at a point to make that decision at this moment.
Okay,
Does anyone have any good ideas of how to, aside from the newsletter? To get it out? Do you think that it is out in the community?
I think
about the
it'll
bricks?
also be going out with the fundraising
Okay,
things as an option. When we,
to the businesses,
Mhm.
okay. I think it's a great advertisement for the businesses.
Mhm. Penny, I can't find your email from today with that beautiful newsletter.
Yeah, I have that, I believe.
Unless it's on,
I'll just send it to you again.
thank you. So I'm having trouble with my Southborough mail, my password. Says I need to enter my password. I went to do it. It says that's not your password. And the town only changes passwords, so I have to go to the town. I can't just change it myself.
So
Okay.
Ginny.
does anybody
yeah.
have any more on the brick fundraiser? Otherwise, we'll move on to fundraising. And,
Just
Ginny, you've been, working this despite working full-time and having your subcommittee working, members having a full-time job also. And it's becoming, there's still forward movement, but
Slow.
I'll let you speak to it, but, I think that, the amount of money that we raise is the amount of money that we raise with the effort and the people that we have to try to raise the money. And if it's not there, then we'll have a celebration, to, with the money that we get, and that's it.
Well, it's just been challenging. I am working on a fundraising plan that. Once we decided what sponsorship levels and everything, right now, we need to segment our fundraising efforts to the top tier donors. The local businesses, the blurb in the thing, which didn't come in. The blurb that I wrote for the,
You didn't just get this, it comes from Southborough Tricentennial.
come in and I'm on. We went to Ginny at ginnymartins.com.
Yeah. And I sent it to myself and I just got it. Well, here, here.
Yeah,
Yep.
so. So. The efforts, this is the update that is in the newsletter that I'll just read. As we plan Southborough's 300th birthday celebration in 2027, our goal is simple: make this once in a lifetime year that's inclusive, unforgettable, and privately funded. We are working diligently to secure donations and sponsorships so that taxpayer dollars will not be needed to fund the festivities. To do this, we are reaching out to a wide range of supporters. Major corporations with a presence in Southborough, local and small businesses, multi-generational families, and legacy business owners who love this town as much as we do, and longtime residents who may be looking for a meaningful way to give back. Every dollar raised helps us offer events everyone in Southborough can enjoy regardless of income or age. We are also looking for helping hands, have time to organize contact lists, stuff envelopes, help us brainstorm on fundraising ideas. We'd love to have you on the board. On board. The celebration belongs to the entire town, and your involvement makes it stronger. If you'd like to help, and it just, appeals to people for help. But the fundraising plan, and this takes time to cultivate and put together, but is to identify all those people in those different segments. And we don't have great town lists available to us. We just working with the we call that list the DBA, the Doing Business As. I mean, half of those people don't even live here anymore, and weren't necessarily.
It's very outdated.
It's very,
And
very
it doesn't include most of the major businesses that are in town.
yeah. So then
It's not a very good list.
we need to break down our approach to each different segment in a different way. So you need a different approach to the people that we're asking to donate maybe $1,000 or a 300 brick, because by definition, that's what their business maybe could support, versus a Route 9 major corporation with, that they all need to be approached differently. I love the idea of maybe getting some of the students involved, who are looking for community service and could knock on doors if, we give them a really good fundraising package. I have some ideas for some fundraisers, but again, it takes a lot. Like, I think we could have a art show fundraiser in town. There's so many local artists who could pay to exhibit their art, and then also people can purchase it, and a portion of those proceeds would go to the Tricentennial. That's one little fundraising event, but it takes a huge amount of coordination and effort. I approached 2 people on that, and I'll have to think about it. So, it's the challenge, and to be fair, the challenge is the number of people who are trying to put together this effort.
And the huge difference between Southborough and our surrounding towns as far as population and things like supermarket, amenities in the town. Other towns have one or many of them. We don't really have that in Southborough, so that's okay. We are who we are, and we'll try to gear the celebration to the size of the town.
I mean,
The message.
we did think big,
Yeah,
because we wanted this to be special and memorable. But there's a reality of there's a very limited number of bodies.
and so one of the messages from this item on the agenda is that we are struggling to get volunteers to do things. And it's now on the record that we're reaching out, we are gaining, but there's a lot more to be done. And hopefully at our next meeting or meetings, we'll be able to report an increase in the number of volunteers and the spreading out of the workload to more people. Anything more, Ginny?
No. Thank you.
Okay, promotion of Tricentennial newsletter. You wanna, jump on that one, Patty?
So I sent this out to everybody on the fundraising committee and on the Tricentennial Committee to get feedback. I mean, first of all, I've set up Bloomerang, and Michelle worked with me to pare down all of the contacts that we had, all the ones that she's gotten new, the ones that we started with through MailChimp, and all the people that have purchased bricks. So then we had to get that into the software. So we now have 304 contacts in here. Which is a good start,
Mhm.
but it's
That's impressive, Patty.
low compared to how many people are actually living in this town. But we have 304 email contacts. So that in itself took, I know Michelle put a bunch of time into it. I know I put too much time into it to get all the names in here and running. And then I put together a newsletter. Ginny and Michelle sent me a little blurb about the things that they're involved in, and put together a newsletter to go out to everybody. I sent it to all you guys and all the fundraising people, hoping for some comments back, edits, correction, anything. I've heard from 3. No, actually Karen Anglin too, 4. So Alan and Karen from your committee, and you and Michelle from our committee. So I was really hoping that
Did you
if I
send
send
it
out
to
an
me?
email, to the people that are supposed to be involved in the committee, planning the email, and don't get a response from those people, I'm not sure how I could possibly expect to get a response from 300 and something people I'm gonna send it out to afterwards. So it may be futile, I guess.
Did you, resend it to me also, Patty?
Yes.
So I just sent mine test their email that came through. That one didn't. Oh, let me look at my junk.
Patty, I don't think I think that it's really important to get your newsletter out there. Just so people. Just so people do know what's going on, that it's not, just talk here and there at the
Right.
town meeting, that there's really things going on. So I think that's gonna be, I think it's gonna be huge that people get that newsletter.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping to ask the
I hope all those
Katie
emails, I hope all those
to get
emails
it
get
into the town administrator newsletter. We can put it on social media,
Mhm.
and I was thinking we read a little blurb to have Beth publish it so that people
Oh.
can
Okay,
look at it and then, respond if they want to sign up for it to get it.
I mean, maybe I'm optimistic, but I think that it's going to make a big impact on hopefully our volunteerism and fundraising.
That would be good.
Well, and also the people that have volunteered and, just sort of say, oh, things are happening. It's, this is what's going to be.
Right.
Right.
It solidifies things.
I just want to acknowledge Patty's
That's
time and
amazing.
effort in setting up that software. That is no easy feat and a huge commitment. And she's done it
Yes.
really. It's amazing. They've been able to do that, and
But we have those information, so.
designing the newsletter itself looked fantastic.
Kudos.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we
Was
get a
that-
response.
Was that newsletter done through Bloomerang too, or was that done through another software?
No, it's set up in Bloomerang
Mhm.
so that, because then I can send it to, like in this case, I'm sending it to everybody.
Mhm.
But when I sent out those tests, I created a group of just the fundraising and Tricentennial Committee, because I already have everybody that's on this committee has that in their profile, that this is their group. So then I can sort by a group and send it to just those groups. So we can do a newsletter just to people, you know, if you wanted to send a quick
Different
email
people.
to everybody that has offered to volunteer, just saying, you know,
So you've got the
Yes.
volunteers and.
yes, that is a separate group. If they volunteered for a specific thing, like the music festival, or the parade or the house tour, they're identified by that. If they were more wide open,
Mhm.
it's just a volunteer potential.
Or we did a test. But now that I'm part of the group, is maybe my email wrong in the group.
No, this is, I'm just sending you a test email. You saw the email I was sending it to.
Yeah.
Right there. Jenny@jennymartins.com.
What address did you send it to me and
dmorris@southbroadway.com. Is it, do you check your trash?
Did
Since it is coming from a different email address?
I just checked that too and
But you said you had already received it, right?
it came up on my screen. You know, it was off and then it popped up on the screen and I tapped it. I started to read it.
I can't find one that you sent me over today.
Well,
Because you sent it around 2:00.
why don't we keep moving and we can figure out the emails after we adjourn.
Yes.
If that's okay with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Other matters properly before the committee. Community event calendar. Any more information on that?
You sort of stuff our Tricentennial is the sender.
Hearing that, I'll move on to the next one. Update on revised committee chart, suggestions for committee recruitment. We talked about that earlier. Is there any more on that? Town meeting presence, I received some,
Michelle.
I
said-
Oh, I'm
just
sorry.
said, so I think Patty said that she has a list of 43 people that have 43 people that volunteered.
Yeah,
So I think that, you know, we could, you know, send an email to those 43 people again, just to see if they might be interested in becoming a permanent member of the committee.
right.
Just to make sure that it's fair and equitable,
oh, sure.
if they have the
And then,
bandwidth and the time and.
or at least give them an option for a subcommittee or a working. I got some feedback on the town meeting, and it was positive. And then we're still waiting to hear on what day Heritage Day will be. That's on our agenda here, 2027 Heritage Day. Maybe that'll get resolved tonight. I don't know if you guys saw in this community advocate speech. They the one before this had a similar article, but instead of saying Southborough, it said Shrewsbury.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yes, I saw the Shrewsbury, I didn't see the Southborough one.
What,
So-
was that this week, last week?
Oh, a couple. This one is dated April 18th. So the one before that had the Shrewsbury thing. I saw it and I melted down in front of my wife, saying that it says, you know, Shrewsbury, Westboro, Northborough, Southborough, Marlborough, Hudson, Grafton. But if you go to Marlborough, there's a completely different edition of this, completely different. It'll say Marlborough edition or something like it, which is fine. I think this is excellent, but I was complaining, and maybe they heard in Shrewsbury my voice saying they never do anything from Southborough. So here it is.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Who wrote the article?
It says Maureen Sullivan. well, I don't know, but if you want, I can read it. It's a quick read. It says, for the past several months, volunteers have been planning for this town's 300th anniversary in 2027. During the spring annual town meeting on April 7th, Tricentennial Committee Chair Don Morris announced some of the events on deck for the year-long celebration. These events will include a 1.5-mile parade, a drone show, a house/garden tour, a family barbecue and musical festival, a cemetery tour with costume reenactors, a black tie gala, and a community musical. They've got this in better described than we do. To help pay for the celebration, the committee has established a Friends of Southborough 301
Everyone,
I go on
everyone, secret.
well, I'm reading it here. It says established Friends of Southborough 300 Inc. Incorporated. A 501c3 group that can accept tax deductible sponsorships and donations. Sponsorships ranging from 1,000 to 100,000 can be spread over 3 years. The committee is also staging a brick fundraiser for a donation of $300. For example, a brick may be engraved with a special message. Engraved bricks will be installed at Heritage Park. The committee will also welcome volunteers to help with planning and funding. For more information and updates, including how to donate or become a sponsor, go to, then it says here, www.southborough.gov/781.
It's just the it's the Tricentennial page on the town website. It's what I've been using, because we don't have a website.
But these numbers are right, 781 Tricentennial dash committee.
It's the town page on the website. I mean, it's the Tricentennial page on the town website, right there.
Did we have 100 people come? The result that donate?
No, but this was excellent.
That's
I'm not-
PR.
I'm not sure, if, when they did the Shrewsbury one, whoever they interviewed for Shrewsbury, commented on, meeting with us, a couple months or two ago, to coordinate the two town celebrations. So I just wanted to let you know that, that's pretty cool. I like
Thank
that.
you. Excellent.
There was another thing that was discussed with me, can't remember who it was, but other towns have had some success with this. And it's two things. One is a quilt, a Southborough 300 quilt or quilt contest, quilt donations. Take out a
Square.
yeah, and there are people in town that I guess that make quilts, and they're to some degree a little bit famous. And the other thing was, and I'm not aware, but 200 years ago, they made these things called samplers,
Mhm.
and you sewed. It's about 1 square foot, and you would sew the alphabet, and then you would sew names or dates and stuff like that. And to incorporate something like that, so that if anybody is still interested in sewing, they would be able to learn how it was done many years ago in the early days of Southborough, when families made those samplers and quilts. So just an idea to throw out that was mentioned to me, and I thought it sounded kind of cool. I don't think it'd be a big event, but it might be something that would produce some interesting stuff and also be educational for the people to make them.
Do they still have homemakers, home ec at Algonquin sewing classes?
Wasn't there the Southborough Sew? Isn't there sewing Southborough or something?
This is one of the
So just an idea, or two ideas. So if there's nothing else, we can talk about the next meeting date, and I would, based on what I heard tonight here, Michelle, you got some stuff that's coming in. You have meetings and stuff next week. Patty, you have a meeting, you said, I think on Thursday. So if we wanted to meet in the earlier part, like not next week, but the week after, in the earlier part of May, keep things moving, gotta pick up the pace a little bit. I think we could look into that.
I think that would be beneficial.
And it sounds like if your meetings and hopefully mine with the
Mhm.
school, will produce some, movement, we can take advantage of that rather than having more weeks go by.
Mhm.
So,
So May 7th is a Wednesday, if we're gonna go back to Wednesdays, May 14th is a Wednesday.
I'm available on the 7th.
you say unavailable?
I am available.
Jen?
Yep.
Still gonna be in Southborough?
May 7th.
I'll be in the South Road till I'm over here.
No, but you.
Well, yeah, no,
Okay,
I won't be down Cape yet.
Patty,
So
good, Michelle?
Yes.
All right.
Now you said the 14th?
No, 7th,
7th.
So.
May 7th.
Katie, can you see about getting this room booked for us, please?
I'll do that first thing tomorrow.
Hey,
Is Vanessa still out?
She's on.
Yes, she'll be back on Friday.
Oh, okay. You might see me, well, hopefully you'll stay home and get yourself better, but I might roll into the town hall and see how things went relative to Heritage Day 2027.
Sounds good.
Beautiful sunset out there.
Yeah, look at the sunset, it's beautiful. Anything else? If not, then we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
seconded.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? 5-0. Thanks a lot. We'll see you on May 7th.
Hope you feel better, Katie.
Thanks a lot, Katie.
Jeannie Martin, 7th.